And if you're headed out to vote, you may not be aware of some of our local races. WTVA's Craig Ford joining us with a look at what you may see when you get your ballot.
Emily, not everyone is going to have a real long ballot. It's going to be pretty short. This is really not a big year for elections in Mississippi. We'll get that next year. But we do have at least one statewide race, one race that'll be on everybody's ballot. It's for the United States Senate. Incumbent Roger Wicker, the longtime Republican, facing a challenge from Democrat Ty Pinkins, who lost in his bid for Secretary of State last year. 2 congressional districts as far as the U.S. House goes. Most everybody will have this first district race on the ballot. That is incumbent Republican Trent Kelly facing Democrat Diane Black, a repeat of this election 2 years ago. 2nd congressional district, we're talking Grenada County, Yalobusha County, Montgomery County. Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson being challenged by Republican Ron Eller. Eller ran for the GOP nomination 2 years ago, trying to get the nomination. He came up short in a runoff, but he got it this time around. There is one nonpartisan race we want to share with you. It is only for voters in Noxubee County. This is a central district race for state Supreme Court. Longtime Justice Jim Kitchens has 4 opponents. Jennifer Branning's name may be familiar to you because she's a state senator serving part of Winston County. Alabama has a partisan Chief Justice race. Significant that we've got this because Alabama has an age limit for judges. If you're 70 or older, you can't run for re-election and you can't get appointed. That's why we've got Republican Sarah Stewart, Democrat Greg Griffin on the ballot all across Alabama. Unique race for a statewide amendment in Alabama involving a local school district. The Franklin County Schools owns property outside of Franklin County. They own it, they don't control it. Folks who vote yes on this amendment in Alabama will give control to the Franklin County Schools. They'd like to have that property to control. They might sell it because that property they have, Interstate 22 runs right through it. They think they can make some money. But with all of that being said, this is the main event right here, the race for the White House. These are not official Electoral College numbers. They're just preliminary for the states not considered swing states. You see Kamala Harris has the slight lead. And briefly, I want to show you what are the easy paths for these two to get to 270, which is the magic number. We've been hearing a lot of talk about the blue wall, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. If Kamala Harris gets those 3, that puts her at 270. What about Donald Trump? He's got a different path. Pennsylvania, he definitely needs that. But if he gets North Carolina and Georgia, these 2, by the way, will be the earliest that we'll get numbers from tonight. He gets those 3, that gets him to 270. If we don't get all the results either tonight or tomorrow from these 5, that's going to kick the race out west, which is significant because we've got a lot of mail-in voting out here, which means it could take days before we find out just who has won the race for the White House. As an aside, got control for the House and the Senate in Washington, especially California. There are some races out there that could take days to decide, which means the House, we may not know for several days before it flips, or if it flips, from the GOP control going over to the Democrats. We'll let you know how it all plays out tonight.
Craig, thank you very much.